Hi, my name is Rar Platypus. I'm a variety gamer, and I will be playing a little bit more of Wytchwood for you tonight. We're going to pick back up in the swamp. We were just coming back from the forest. We had to go grab a couple ingredients for some things that we needed to make. We're going to go up against the drake that's up at the top of the map, see if we can get his tooth. And then we're going to go visit the leech again for a death certificate. And I do like that we're getting set sprites now. Oh, I can't open it again. Okay. So we're gonna drop this and immediately switch to our shears. Oh my gosh, he fell asleep. And we got the tooth. Well, the fang. I think this one's the fang. You drop the sharp reptilian fang into the stone basin with a heavy clunk. It spins like a top, emitting a high-pitched whine before shattering into fine white dust. You place the token of undeath into the basin. It flutters like a candle for a moment before the shadowy umbra of the obelisk snuffs it out. Okay. I don't think she's just gonna give us a death certificate. This shadowy doctor prowls amongst the cots, eyeing the weakest patients with a dark hunger. She snaps a quivering tentacle at you as you approach. Not a step closer. Who knows what sorts of disgusting maladies you might be carrying? Yes. I'm a pox-ridden wretch, I know. But I need a death certificate from you. Specifically, of the short, bearded man we spoke about. His wife is in no condition to roll her chair through the swamp, so she's asked me to collect it for her. I don't simply give out death certificates to anyone claiming to be someone's aunt, grandmother, or friend. This is a legitimate operation. Now, I'm not sure about that one, because this person is on our list. She turns her back to you and rummages through a nearby medicinal closet. Now, where has that serum got to? Don't tell me we're already out. What's the matter? Out of stock? It's a shame you don't have the time to go out yourself. She tenses at your continued presence. What are you getting at? Medicine for that death certificate. I think that's a fair trade, don't you? You would barter when people's lives are on the line? Fine. You'll have your paperwork, you filthy degenerate. Clearly too angry to speak with you, she shoves a list of required medicinal supplies into your hands. The leech inspects the barbs before placing each of them carefully into a velvet-lined container alongside other excruciating-looking instruments. So we need 3 of these. And then I'll have to get more dragonfly wings. The leech stuffs the poultice into an unsanitary looking cabinet without a second glance. I'm just gonna go ahead and make that many. The leech takes the wings with a surprisingly delicate touch and lays them out carefully along the surface of a clear shelf. I've run your errands. Now I really must insist on that death certificate. There's no need to get prickly. I have your papers right here. The leech extends her moist arm and thrusts a poorly written note into your hands. You shake the mucus from the paper and try to decipher the loopy, illegible scribbles. You're not even sure that the leech spelled the poor man's name right, but you suppose it's better than nothing. Bah, next time I need a doctor's note, I'm better off forging the signature myself. But we're gonna take it. The humid swamp air has made the paper of the death certificate soft and damp. As you drop it into the bowl, it decomposes before your eyes until nothing is left. With the final offering accepted, the obelisks surrounding the circle begin to hum. You can hear a strange melody playing through their discordant tones. The carvings on the ground burn with renewed energy, driving away the overgrowth. You're quick to step away as you feel Vacus force pull at the circle's center. I suppose that's done the trick. Let's see what the writing has to say for itself now. You rotate your head to read the glowing letters on the edge of the circle. Place the vessel of the deceased, yada yada. Recite the evocation of necrodermis, blah blah. Apply the canopic ointment. Right. Seems straightforward enough. All I need to do now is go fetch the body of that poor fool husband. He should be here in the swamp somewhere. He's probably up here with the other ones. This must be where that nurse has been dumping the surplus of corpses. I'll need to take a closer look at each one to find the right fellow. Where on earth is that stinking body? You think I'd be able to find him among the dead here? You watch a particularly bloated fly land on a rotting hand poking out of the muck. Its disgusting proboscis probes at the withered flesh. Two globular red eyes slowly unglue themselves and swivel to boggle at the insect. A huge slime-covered tongue lashes out and pulls the hapless fly into a gaping, toothless maw, along with most of the sunken corpse. Well, I suppose that explains where my misplaced man went. Croak. Can it be? Has a lovely young morsel wandered its way into my palace? You call this filthy bog a palace? He throws his head back, shaking the swamp with burbling laughter. Smaller frogs and newts scurry out of the way to avoid being crushed by his enormous bulk. Har, 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 wouldn't you? This place is a veritable bounty of insects, and my subjects have such healthy appetites, so they will all grow big and strong. I'd eat you too, but that head of yours looks much too hard. I prefer my food, burp, to be nice and tender. Look, you wouldn't perchance have seen an old man pass through here, have you? About yay high, full beard, deadish. The frog taps his fingers against a log, grinning an impossibly large grin. Oh yes, I do believe I've seen the chap. He had such a delectable aroma, and fall off the bone ribs. But I'm sorry to say that once something goes down the hatch, it never sees the light of day again. We'll see about that. I'm sure I can come up with some just desserts for you. The frog rolls his eyes around and around, as if daring you to try something. Digestive tablets. Goblin snot. Mr. Frog, I will be back. And I still need the totemic moon drop, but I wonder if we get that by doing these obelisks. I think the soot sprites might be faster than the hoppers. How do I get goblin snot? Can I hit it? None of those do anything. Do I need a jar? Because it's not craftable. It doesn't tell me how to get it. Don't have any more dolls. Oh, there we go. I don't like that I got hit though. Alright. When I do that, I wonder if it stuns me too. Oh, he did drop a snot. I just didn't see it. Ow! I feel like he was unnecessarily mean. Let's see if we can get this frog to throw up. You wrap a juicy looking grub around the medicinal tablets and offer it up to the Frog King. Your Majesty, I really must find the whereabouts of that gentleman. Perhaps this small tribute will persuade you to loosen your tongue. The frog gulps down the tantalizing meal without a thought. Ah, a delectable gift. Thank you, my pretty. Now, I already told you where... His nostrils flare for a moment, then he sneezes, sending specks of wet mucus flying. The frog's throat suddenly expands, filling with gas. The belch that erupts from its lips resonates so loudly that the entire swamp ceases its buzzing. You avert your eyes, but the noise and smell of the frog's explosive eruption almost knock you off your feet. Great Glinda's ghost! What a stench! The frog wobbles on its legs, looking thoroughly emptied. He teeters before rolling his huge body back into the swamp with a thunderous splash. You spot the slippery body of the husband floating in the bog water. Luckily, he seems to be missing some bits and pieces, so he should fold up quite nicely. Oh my gosh, the head icon down there. With some snapping and squeezing, you manage to get him down to a transportable size. And we're gonna stuff him in our satchel. That is too funny. Alright. No, mosquito. The circle of power is ready and waiting for its necromantic purpose. So we're going to put his body in the center. With considerable effort, you unfold the husband's decaying body from your satchel and slap it down into the middle of the circle. Invisible shackles wrap around the corpse's limbs and pull its spread eagle against the ground. Strange mist rises from the obelisk, casting everything in a sickening green light. Slowly but surely, the corpse begins to levitate off the ground. It rotates to face each obelisk, one by one. Oh, get on with it. I haven't got all day. You give the rotting head a good kick as it passes by you. With a gasp of stale air, the body drops to the ground. Suddenly, it bolts upright. Ugh. We just made a zombie? Well, hello there. You caused me a lot of trouble, you know that? The reanimated corpse claws at his throat. Oh, sorry. Wait a moment. Near your feet, you see a disembodied tongue flopping about on the ground like a worm. You scoop it up and quickly toss it into the man's gaping mouth. Blug. Though he moves his jaw, his lurching voice seems to emanate from someplace beyond. Murderer. What? I am not. You were quite dead when I found you. No, Leech murdered me. He clutches at his hollow chest, as if trying to feel his heart beating. Gave me plague, drained my blood. Leech murdered others. He swings a limp arm toward the body-filled bog. I knew there was some awful stink about that sick house. What sort of doctor infects her own patients? Check her office. Find proof. Don't you worry. I'll make sure that parasite gets what's coming to her. But you should head back home. Your wife is worried half to death about you. He turns and looks longingly over his shoulder. You can hear his vertebrae popping. Yes, I late. As he shambles into the choking mist, he gives you a crooked nod of thanks. Can I just run past? While the leech is busy with her patients, you rifle through the contents of the various cabinets in her office. Mostly dried herbs and potions, nothing seems out of the ordinary. That is, until you notice a suspicious-looking bookcase set against the wall. The books are all fake, just chopped down spines glued to a solid plank. Your fingers race across the medical titles and quickly find a loose volume. With a click of a switch, the whole bookcase swings open to reveal a secret compartment. Your heart jumps at the sight. Racks upon racks of bottled blood are arranged like fine wines. Each vessel meticulously catalogs the name, description, and age of its source. It looks like that thirsty slug's been sapping the living for years. On a nearby table, you spy a decanter half filled with ruby red liquid. You wonder whose blood it contains. A dash of salt would remind that slimy worm that there's worse things out there than bloodsuckers. Just waiting to be salted. So, spirit salts, which I made. Or I thought I made. Oh no, I used them, didn't I? That looked really funny, and I thought it didn't work. You sprinkle a generous amount of embalming salts collected from the graves of the leech's victims into the decanter. As the salt dissolves into the bloody cocktail, you hear the telltale squelching of the good doctor's approach. What are you doing? Can't you see that this is my private office? I already helped you enough, so there's no reason you ought to be here. She hastily shuffles you out of the room. Now get out. This place is only for the sick. You're certainly right about that. You walk just out of sight before doubling back to hide behind a withered get-well bouquet. You peer at the vexed leech as she slithers around her office, checking every cabinet and locker for tampering. She mutters something expletive about nosy old women. Satisfied, she sighs with relief and reaches to pour herself a glass from the tainted decanter. Ah, that addition of black fever adds a certain nutty quality. Maybe it will pair well with an infusion of peat moss palsy in the next batch. She takes a sip, waiting just a moment before throwing her head back and guzzling it all down. Lovely. Sharp flavor, full body too. Suddenly, the leech snaps to attention. Her limbs dart out, writhing with uncontrollable gestures. She stabilizes herself against the table as sweat pools on her brow. The decanter shatters against the floor in an explosion of glass. What's happening? The leech spasms as the tendrils of ghostly spirits begin to suck the moisture from her body. You watch as she dwindles in size, shrinking like some horrible raisin. Well, we did the leech. You inspect the mummified worm, pressing it between your fingers lightly. Drained by the very spirits she was supposed to be healing. In your fingertips, you make out the faintest of heartbeats, the soul of the leech. And I still can't get into that chest. Well, hopefully they can all get better. I don't know what kind of plague she gave them. But it almost sounded like the bubonic plague. Okay, so it should be here in the swamp. I wonder if that totem that's off on its own has it. because I think it said we had to make the trap, which I will need a sewing kit for, and I don't have any barbs. So I need that guy, but more specifically, I need this guy. So that I can make a sewing kit. So I can make this. And we have our moon drop. You cast the glowing globe into the ritual circle and watch as the wooden effigies suddenly lose coordination and knock their wooden limbs into each other. You take the opportunity to slip between their tall frames and snatch the mirror shard before their frenzied dance begins anew. All right. So now we have all the shards for the mirror. We're going to go back to the maiden so that we can repair it. And then we can go talk to the snake. Her zombie husband. I still can't believe we brought him back as a zombie. Oops, just kidding. I think I have enough frog slime for right now. Ma'am, I have the shards. Have you found any of the mirror shards? I wonder where they could be. She holds out the cracked frame of her silver mirror. You gingerly hand over the broken glass shards to the maiden. She's careful not to cut herself on the razor-sharp edges as she slots them into the mirror frame. The pieces click into place perfectly, and the surface of the mirror ripples like the water on a lake. The ripples calm, settling in the form of a pristine crystal mirror. She gazes into the mirror with awe. Look, it's good as new. Oh! The maiden's reflection ripples and morphs into a visage of a handsome young man. My love, is that you? Overcome with joy, a fresh stream of tears rolled down her cheeks. I can't believe my eyes. I don't understand. What happened? Where are you? I'm imprisoned inside my own head. It's horrible here. You have to get me out. You went to the snake, didn't you? Why would you do something so stupid? Listen, my love. I have a confession to make. I'm not actually that good of a musician. What are you talking about? You were so beautiful upon your balcony. A bum like me would never get your attention, so I asked the snake to help me out a little. I thought I could protect myself from the snake's hypnotic gaze with this magic mirror. But then you went and broke the darn thing. I didn't break it. It slipped out of my hand. Wait, don't put this on me. How could you be so irresponsible? One problem at a time, children. We fixed the mirror, so it should be able to break the snake spell now. Yes. Oh, you have no idea how unbearable it is to be stuck in here. There's nothing but awful poetry and song lyrics that don't even rhyme. Please, Granny, take the mirror. I can hardly stand to look at this buffoon any longer. Babe, wait. She presses the mirror into your hands. Now, do you think they're gonna stay together after this? 'Cause I don't know. That sounded pretty intense. Okay, I have to confront the snake. Sudden dread grips the snake as you swing the shimmering mirror to meet his eyes. The mind-altering patterns of his gaze are reflected back to him. Slowly but steadily, the snake leans closer and closer to the surface of the mirror. His forked tongue flicks against the glass and then disappears beyond it. It's so beautiful. Like a length of rope being pulled through an eyelet, the snake rushes forward and vanishes into his own reflection. The mirror jolts and bucks out of your hand, clattering to the ground. You stoop down, careful not to look too deeply. Hidden in the reflection of the mirror's surface, you can faintly make out a tiny, wriggling shape trapped just beyond the veil of this world. The soul of the snake. Nice. And everyone's already gone. And I cannot check that again. Looks like the two of them are working things out. Well, I hope so. So we have the bear and the ox left. The bear is in the forest. And I think I remember right. There was a path that led to led to a... Right there, okay. It led to a fort. There's a fort over there. Alright, so this episode is going to be just a little bit shorter because I don't want to go in and start something and only get about 10 minutes in. I want to be able to start fresh in the next episode. Please subscribe to my channel. It'll let you know when I post the next video. If you enjoyed this video, drop me a like. In the comments, I would like to hear what you think of the game. If you think the minstrel and the maiden will work things out. They had a little bit of a rough patch there. And just suggestions for other games to play for my YouTube. I'm always open to suggestions. But I will see you next time.